To get in chat. As you guys saw, I just got done eating lunch. If you've been paying attention to the other channel, I was going to make them a little later, but I decided I was a little hungry, and I figured the neighbor would want it, so I walked over at 10:30. A freaking sirloin with bell peppers and onions and mashed potatoes and gravy and corn. It's nice to see you, Salty Mama. I hope you're having a wonderful day. We're just kind of chilling. That's why I didn't put a whole lot on a thumbnail. We've been talking so much about Sebastian Rogers, and we do have some things that I haven't been able to go over on the other channel that I might hit on this channel, but might not. My brain is fried, you know? It's a little fried right now with everything going on. I just got to kind of sit back and figure out, what's what, because we have a lot of details, we have a lot of critical details that are really helping guide us that we've learned from Chris, Katie, and Seth. And so it's just putting those in the proper order to make it make sense. Oh, big boy, it's nice to see you, my love. I haven't seen you in a while. Well, it's always nice. It's always nice. Diane, good afternoon. Misty, good afternoon. Is it afternoon? Good morning. Good morning. I'm rushing the day along. I don't want to rush. I don't want to rush Saturday along. I mean, most of you guys are just, I just realized today's Saturday. Oh my God. What is wrong with me? Oh my goodness. Like, it is Saturday. Hey, Karen. It's nice to see you, my love. Betty. Pretty bird. It's nice to see you. Oh, my gosh. I don't know why I'm just now thinking today is Saturday. Holy smokes. It's funny. When I woke up, I knew it was Saturday, but I cooked. I did a lot of stuff around here already today. And I'm like, holy smokes. I forgot it was Saturday. I remembered it was Saturday 1 minute. Is that senile? Am I going senile? I feel like I have officially become Olivia, because she would freak out over something like that. I miss Olivia. That's my problem. I miss her. Oops. Good afternoon. It's not afternoon yet on the East Coast either. We're still an hour away. It's still morning over here. It's still morning. Hey, Melly Cat. Good morning. I really thank you. And some of the subs are getting closer to the story of Sebastian's disappearance. Oh, because we're analyzing this. And the great thing is I'm not analyzing everything. A lot of people look at crap that's what I said. People are focusing on stuff that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm focusing on very critical facts of the case that make the case. The very first thing is did Sebastian walk out the door? Because that is the crux of everything. And so I went to work on that statement and that statement alone. And it was like every blessed interview. It didn't matter if it was Seth. It didn't matter if it was Katie. It didn't matter if it was Chris. It didn't matter if it was Chris or Katie. Every blessed interview. Every blessed interview. They all identified the litany. I mean, there is this list is so long at this point of why this boy could not have walked out of that house that and we have 2 or 3 items over here as to why he did, because that's the only door that was available for him to go out, because that's the door he had the key code on, and because mom and stepdad say so. Yet on this side we have the fact that he has no shoes on, but he had to have shoes on. He had no jacket. It was cold. He has sensory issues. He didn't take any of his comfort items with him that would have kept him comfortable from freaking out. Oh, here, let me show you let's see. Okay, so let's just go over this, okay? I just want people to be aware. Autistic outbursts are known as meltdowns. are intense reaction to sensory overload that can include verbal and physical reactions. They can vary in intensity and may include verbal outbursts, yelling, name-calling, sobbing, intense screaming. Physical reactions, biting, crying, destroying property, foot stomping, hitting, kicking, running off, self-injury, throwing, and breaking objects. Doesn't sound like a great event when there is an outburst in the house. Oh, thank you, Mally Cat. That's so nice. Thank you. Y'all really want the case to have a happy ending with Sebastian. Y'all, I really want the case to have an happy ending with Sebastian being reunited with his father. So do I. His father needs his son. His father needs his son. When you kind of look on this case, you know, we're looking at this court case and everything like that with Seth and Katie, and I'm sure there's a lot more to the story than what we would ever know or whatever meets the eye, you know. But everything that we learned, it sounded to me like Seth was the primary caregiver of Sebastian up until this divorce. And, you know, and for him to have been so violent, we'll say that, which we all know is BS. It was a court paper. It was mudslinging. But I want to put it out to you like this. If he was remotely had the finding of the court to be this violent monster that some of these creators want you to think Seth is, can you explain to me why they did not just stop all visitation with Seth because he was so horrible of a parent? Or moreover, why would they give a man that was so horrible and so violent to his son and family, why would they give him joint custody? Because those are key ingredients of ways definitely not to get joint custody. Usually in a situation like that, when those things are founded, the courts give sole custody, usually to the person that's the non-violent offender, right? In the family, somebody like mom. They give them full custody and make father pay child support and give him visitations. That wasn't the case in this. He had joint custody and had as many rights as anybody else related to their son, as Katie. So those are that, you know, I didn't think about it at the time, but when I look back on that, if he was founded, those statements that people are using to smear him, if those were founded, he would have never received joint custody. He would have never received joint custody. So even though we can't go into the court records, and a lot of the family court records are sealed, by that order alone tells me that those allegations were not founded. Or if they were founded, then they were much lower of a degree. Basically, somebody made a mountain out of a molehill. Okay. Are you live using your computer, phone? I think when folks go live on their computer, we get this no, this is from the phone. I do this on phone. And the reason why I do vertical, it's just easier for me to go live on phones. Whenever you see me on my computer, it's the TV. The TV's from the computer, the up and downs from the phone. And I could turn the phone the other way, but there's like it takes it out, because when I'm here, it opens it up too much. There's a lot of stuff that doesn't need to be seen. Like, I mean, not a whole lot going on. But I do have tissue because I blow my nose. I took my, oops, see, that's what happens when I got this right. Okay, let me see if I can get it to balance again. That I have a craft of balancing this tripod on a bed, guys. I'm a professional tripod balancer, okay? I get it at this point. I get it. So let's just keep reading about these outbursts so we can understand a little more about what Katie may have been experiencing inside that home. But again, some of this stuff, in my opinion, was created by them because of their parenting style. They're very strict. We're going to beat him into normalcy parenting style. Autistic outbursts differ are different from temper tantrums. Excuse me. Autistic outbursts are different from temper tantrums, which are often manipulative and motivated by the desire to obtain something. So when they're having these outbursts, they want what they want. That's why they're having the outburst. Autistic outbursts are impulsive and without reasoning, and are a sign that a person is no longer able to cope with a challenging situation. They can last for at least 20 minutes beyond beyond the removal of the initial trigger, and it can take a while for an autistic person to recover afterwards. Some ways to manage autistic outbursts include regular physical activity, relaxation techniques, identifying emotions, avoiding triggers, and giving the person time and space to regain emotional regulation. When a child with autism is overwhelmed, he or she knows no other way to express it other than with a meltdown. This might involve emotional verbal outbursts such as screaming and crying, or physical reaction like kicking, biting, and hitting. So you see how extreme some of these outbursts could be. So when we say that it's next to impossible for him to walk out of the house, this is what we are referring to. It's very noticeable when an autistic child has an utter meltdown. If this child had left, hey, Esty, it's nice to see you, my love. Hey, sweet, I see you as well. If he would have left, even if he left and thought he was going to be just fine, at some point, it would have been too overwhelming for him, and he would have a meltdown. There's no child having a meltdown anywhere in Tennessee right now that we know of, that's out there in the wilderness or in somewhere. He would have needed his shoes. He would have needed a jacket, and more importantly, even if he left his cell phone, which I don't believe, but even if he did, he didn't like a cell phone, like Chris said, and unlike Seth said, he would have still taken the switch, because everybody has said he takes that everywhere. From what I'm understanding, that is for autistic. I don't know if it's just the use of hands and keeping them occupied, and it keeps their mentality and their mental state really relaxed. But it seems like video games seem to be something that a lot of autistic children like to gravitate to, and end up it being a comfort item for them. So that's why we're saying it's hard for us to, we have to go back to the basics. So there's some key factors in the story, and I'm not holding on to the whole story because, let's face it, you guys know I think Chris and Katie are lying. So now I'm going back and I'm just finding the critical pieces in this case, and kind of dissecting them, and looking in them really, really, really thoroughly, because I feel like there's something not right with those. When something doesn't sound right to me, and you start putting the pieces together and it really doesn't make sense, there's a reason why it doesn't make sense. Somebody's trying to force something to make sense somewhere. Is it me or is it them? You see? And that's where the real work begins. And I'm always doing that. People don't realize I'm always checking myself, because I know I know that I look at everybody like a criminal. I got grandma behind me in the grocery store, and I'll turn them our, looking back there trying to look at some candy to check out grandma. I'll see you to make you side-eyeing grandma. You got any weapons on you, mama? Who are you? Yeah, she's okay. She's all right. She's all right. I can check out now. Right? So, and I know a lot of you, because you guys are diehard. I know you guys are diehard true crime fans, and it can't help. Like, you see things now that you never saw before, right? Like, you're running down the street and you'll see somebody in the back alley, and you'll actually see them jack in the car now. Like, before, you just rode by and it's like, oh, somebody must have locked the keys in the car. Now you drive by and you're like, I think somebody's still in the car. I just saw them on Wisteria. and I think the crossroad was 16th. Can you see a law enforcement officer? The guy looked really suspicious, but he definitely is messing with a car. What was that? Blue Shield with Martin Lawrence. He wanted to teach people how to police, so he decided to go open the car. The lady's coming out. You just let him steal my car. Next thing you know, he starts shooting at it and go, my car. What the problem is? That's gonna be my new thing. What the problem is? What the problem is? Well, I've never been called a criminal before. Yeah, we're all criminals. We're all criminals. We it's a crime. It's a crime to be this good. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. But, you know, this whole physical thing. So if we have to, you know, put the pieces together. Now, what were some of the reasons, and we went over this today, like, or last night rather. Do I have my itinerary from last night? Where we were going over, like, what are the reasons? What would be the reasons that Chris and that were in this situation? And I think I listed jealousy, you know, marriage, divorce. What brought us here? You know, her losing her temper. I don't know what the heck I did with that page. Huh. It's not like I go very far. What in the world? Well, I lost my itinerary from last night's show. Oh, well. I can't remember what was on there, but I believe it was something like we had the marriage, the divorce, her snapping, jealousy. You know, somebody had identified that it's possible that Seth and her, you know, she had this hate for Seth for some reason. They had brought up that maybe it's possible because of the 426, like who thinks about that? Like 426, 2016 is when she divorced Seth. But guys, listen, if we go back to, you know, Sebastian's birth, it doesn't seem like she was ever really the nurturing type. And, you know, hearing that Seth has joint custody, you know, who's to say that she didn't set it up that because she didn't want to take care of the child as the primary caregiver? You know, it doesn't seem like she's ever seen or been a part of what a true mother should be. And I don't know if she ever had the maternal bond with her son. And any type of maternal bond she may have had with her son, I think, was tarnished by her relationship with Chris, because Chris, you know, just did not like that boy. He wasn't normal, and he just couldn't handle it. Chris did not have the capability of being a real man and handling and being able to deal with a disabled child. He's a macho man. He's a punk. He's a punk that grew up. That's all Christopher Proudfoot is. And you know what? He still acts like a punk. He's not a father, and he's not a dad. He doesn't have the capabilities of understanding or comprehending how children function or work, or how you have to be nurturing, not strict, not authoritarian, nurturing. He wants to be the authoritarian. He wants to be like, you do what I say because I say you need to do it. He doesn't go into like Seth's playing, well, if you don't do it this way, then it's not going to be there for you when you come back, because he's nurturing. He's teaching his son why he's doing something. He's making his son have a thought process as to why something needs to be done. Not just because I told you to. That may work with normal kids, but it doesn't work with somebody with disabilities. And his parenting style was all wrong for Sebastian. His parenting style is all wrong for any child. And no, I do believe that you can hit a child on their butt. I'm not, I'm sorry. I know that some parents are like, they don't believe in spanking their children, and God bless you parents. God bless you. To each their own. I don't have a problem whatsoever with a belt hitting a bottom. I will be honest with you, as the day is long, I don't care. I believe proper rearing is a necessity when raising children. Proper rearing, not abuse. It is a corrective and learning measure. It should not be done when you're angry. It should not be done to hurt your child. It should be done to correct a behavior. And that is it. So, was he abusive? I believe he was. I believe he did not like him, and he treated him like he did not like him. I believe he looked down upon that child, and if he looked down upon that child, he could not possibly have treated that child well. Aw, thank you! The Coffee Club Bedheads. I love it. And look where you get me. Coffee Club Bedhead President. So, it's been nice. I don't know. I feel like there's so much more that doesn't meet the eye that went on inside that house. And it keeps going back, if it was premeditated. I feel the reason why it was premeditated was for no other purpose than to silence Sebastian, because I truly think he would have told his dad everything that was going on with him. I do believe they would have, I don't know, but CPS should have notified Seth. They should have knew that he had joint custody. He should have been privy of the entire report. That was his child, and CPS is conducting an investigation without the knowledge of a legal guardian. It's a problem for me. I'll never forget when I saw parents swatting their kids' butts, saying, I told you it's not okay to hit people. That was my parents. I'd hit my sister, my daddy tore my butt up. He sure did. He tore her butt up too for hitting me too. I'm sorry, but did it work? I don't know. I know I didn't hit her for at least a week. But that's because my hide was still tanned. See, back in our upbringing, you young kids got it easy, okay? And I'm sorry, you may call it abuse this day, but this kind of nonsense, how you guys talk to each other and treat each other, that nonsense didn't go on during my day. And I definitely know it didn't go on for my mama's day, because you think our upbringing was barbaric. You should have seen what they did to those children. They farmed. You ain't talking back to your parents. You won't come into that house until midnight, and you have to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning to go walk 2 hours to get to the bus. That's your punishment. But I'm telling you, this disrespect that you got on these streets today, we picked ourselves up off the floor. And I mean that in the literal sense. You talk to the people like people are talking, then you got backhanded. Slap into your grill. If it busted a lip, it busted a lip. You learned a valuable lesson. You better watch your lip, or you won't have any. People call that abuse. I can tell you there was a lot of respectful children. I don't know. Just saying. When we were growing up, we picked our switch, but it went on our butt. It was, and I had, if my parents didn't put me in such tight, because they like you looking cute and stuff. You need to give a little bit of room for pillows, okay? If you do corporal punishment, just buy your kids if your kids are troublemakers, just give them a little bit of extra, They need to stuff some stuffing down there, okay? I remember one time my dad, he was mad at me, and I remember he was about to spank me, and he told me, he's like, you need to come down here right now. And he goes, you know what you're coming down here for? And he goes, I'm going to give you a spanking. And I'm like, no, Dad, I don't want a spanking. I don't want a spanking. But I was in my room, and he could hear me. He goes, you need to come down here. He's like, you did wrong. You need to come down here. And I remember I looked all over that, and I had this one little pillow, okay? And I changed my britches, and I stuffed that. I stuffed that pillow down my britches. And I went down there, and he went to lay me over his knees to pat me on the butt, and he hit me, and I started giggling. And he couldn't figure out what the... So he hit me again, and I started giggling. I couldn't even contain myself. I had outwitted my father, and he's spanking me, and I didn't even feel it. And so he's like, what in the world is going on with you? Nothing. He turned me around. He pulled my britches down. He started laughing so hard, all he could do is yell at me and send me to my room. Not lying, hand to God. He saw that pillow in my britches. He started laughing so loud. He had to catch himself and yell at me, scream, and he screamed at me too, in his angry voice, get to your room. The days. By case actions, she doesn't seem to have wanted any children. Maybe she secretly blames Seth for Sebastian's disabilities. It's festered into hate, and she's jealous of his bond with Sebastian, in my opinion. Possibly. I wonder how many times what if they did get in a fight that night? What if Sebastian, this is all theoretics, theoretical, but what if he got in a fight with his mom and told her that he can't, in one of his outbursts, said he can't wait to get to his dad's house to tell him how horrible she was and how he never wants to see her again? What if he said that to his mama right before he's about to be going off to Seth's? If he had an outburst. My dad would whack us for no reason and said, that's for nothing. Wait until you do something. I think I had an uncle like that. But it was, he never really hit us. Like, it wasn't a spanking, He'd just pop us on the butt. Yeah. Oh, sweet misery. Why can't I gift him? Oh, do I have gift? Maybe I don't have gifted membership set up on here. I don't know. I have no earthly idea. I'm on my smaller channel on this one, so I have no earthly idea. I know there's memberships, but I don't know if I got. Maybe I just forgot to set up gifted memberships or something like that. It's possible. I don't know. Timeouts are BS. Are we time? Did you get timed out, Salty? No. No, it's there. I don't know why. Yeah. I don't know. You talk to me about this stuff. I know how to work this stuff back on this side. I don't know how to work the stuff on that side. I got on whipping. That's that. You guys heard that? I don't want to hear it. Yeah, that's awful. That's awful. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about rearing a child. I'm not talking about abusing a child. There's a big difference. So is the drama, period, point blank. Yeah. Hey there. It's nice to see you, Chaos. I'm not going to stay on here too long. I don't really have a whole lot going on today. I could probably just study, but to be honest with you, I'm just kind of, I'm tired of reading for a little while. I've read so many emails and so much stuff over the last, several weeks that I don't know. I got a big old steak in my belly, and I don't know. I feel like being lazy. So I think I'm probably going to relax here. I think I'm going to pop in a movie. I haven't watched a movie in literally 6 months, like a real movie. And I think I'm going to relax for a few hours, and then when I'm done with my movie, I'll look into true crime. We always have topics of discussion. I have a rolling sheet of topics and research already done. It's just basically putting them out there. The only problem is that there for a while I had all these topics, but things were moving a mile a minute with all the drama that I had to put all this stuff on the back burner. So maybe it's time to go back to some of the topics that we had, and it's going to be pretty interesting. I definitely don't want to go over those topics. Those are done, gone, and past. But we have a lot of stuff, and one of the major issues that we had was, did he walk out of the home? I mean, like, that's literally what I have. Did he walk out of the home? And it goes over, like, you know, the 3-hour conversation. Was it normal? We just go through all of this, but we now have honed in, like, this channel has now honed in on this very specific area of topic. You know, and it's from basically 9 p.m. Oh, thank you, Christy. Love you. God bless you. 9 p.m. to about 7 a.m. That right there, that area right there is where I am focusing literally, I would say probably about 80% of my time. 80% of my time on this case and all of my research is in that window of time from 9 p.m. to 7 a.m. And then the other 20% is maps, is map work. When we first started this case 3 months ago, it was map work. Map work was taking 80% of my time, and this other research of honing in on specificity with their story took 20% of my time because we were trying to find him. But now we're 3 months out. Obviously, we're in a much different situation than we were before. And it's a situation that has a higher likelihood of not turning out well. Like a really, really, really high likelihood. And so a much different situation. So it really pisses me off, you know. This case gets under my skin. I don't know if it's the fact that he's an underdog. He was an underdog since he was born. The fact that he was just about to be free from that. He was just about to go live with his dad. Just the fact of how dare you and how stupid for you to think that we are all this stupid. And I can tell you, if this girl with only the minor limited education that I have can figure this out, certainly law enforcement that deals with this each and every single day certainly knows what's what. There's not a doubt in my mind, unless law enforcement is just stupid, right? I mean, I always say what people want to say. The only way that law enforcement wouldn't be just eyeballing the shit out of these parents is if they're just plain stupid. If they're just plain stupid. So, do we think law enforcement is plain stupid? Honestly, I don't think they're plain stupid. I think law enforcement is pretty smart. I don't think they're plumb, dumb, stupid. In order for them not to be able to see all of this, they would have to be plumb dumb and plumb blind, if you ask me. Betty, Kaylee May in chats stated her friends went to school with Sebastian. I asked her to email any information to you. You may want to ask her some questions. Kylie, oh, that's nice. Thank you. If Kylie's in the chat. Kylie, the best. Okay, I see her. I'm so sorry. When I'm doing these lives, I very rarely, unless I'm doing like a premiere, I'll go back up and check some messages, but I miss a lot. So thank you. They were saying they talked to him the day before he went missing and said that he didn't seem himself. Kaylee, Thank you. Thank you for reaching out. I'm going to need you to send me an email if you'd like. You don't have to or anything, but I'd like to just chat with you kind of behind the scenes, find out who you are, and if this is just to find out, it obviously seems like you're wanting to help, or at least hear. So I would like to hear, and I'd like to ask some questions. So if you don't mind, my email is bullhornbetty@gmail.com. You can still conversate in here about whatever you want. I just may not be able to see you or have that conversation with you, and I would like to open up some dialogue with you if you don't mind. Thank you, Misty. No, I did not see that. God bless you, Misty, for bringing that to my attention. So yeah, that's amazing. Thank you. But one of the things I think that we can all, that have been around these streets for a while and are accustomed to true crime and true crime stories, I think we can all, at least in part, identify that we don't have as much information in this particular case as we usually do. You see what I'm saying? Usually by this time, like look at Riley Strain, for example. Even though Riley Strain was a little bit different, he was a missing person. And they went through the missing person investigation. They made the determination that they thought he was in the water. We were very highly upset that they would not turn this over to a criminal investigation. And they never did turn it over to a criminal investigation. And he was found in the water some days later. I think it was 10 or 14 days later, about 8 miles down the road, about down the river. But in that missing person case, we knew almost up to a 6-minute window where Riley was. I was going to call him Kyle. I don't know why I was going to do that. Where Riley was. So we had a 6-minute window in a half a block radius. A 6-minute window in half block radius. And we had the entire cavalry out there and could not find that boy. In this case here, we have nothing. We have no real good timeline to help guide the public, to help the family. Every time we try to find, guides or help to find, the family is always trying to bar us or block us from acquiring that information through HIPAA, security reasons, a number array of reasons why they feel we should know. And it's like you got a missing kid. You're not even staying at your home. At this point, what difference does it make? It seems like you're more eager about not helping than you are helping. Normal people don't think that way. Normal people don't think, oh, let me go ask people for help, but when they want to help and start asking us questions, we tell them it's none of their damn business. Well, how do you expect us to help you? How do you expect us to help you? We go through everything with a fine-tooth comb. We don't allow people or parents to dictate where we search or what we look at or how we do this. When they start controlling it that way, there's red flags right there, because normal people don't do that. They let the people that they're asking for help do their job, so we can bring answers. And it seems like every time they want to act like they want answers, but they want to hinder our ability each and every time to acquire those answers. Second, let me read that. Have a relaxing day. Look forward to your stream later. Yeah, I am. So I'm glad you were able to get a hold of me, Kaylee. But I'll speak to you, or Kylie. Sorry, Kylie. I'll speak to you on that side and see. So it's city in Tennessee. That's fine. I'm gonna be coming in that area. And I also wanted to let you guys know I'm wearing my No Justice, No Peace shirt. This is from Sonia's shop. If you guys would like your No Justice, No Peace shirt, or you would like your Team Foul Play shirt, please don't forget to hit Sonia up for the shirt. She has them in stock and ready to go whenever you order. So I'll talk to you, Kylie. Everybody else, you have a good day. We'll be back in a few hours. I would probably say we're right at noon. I don't know. I might come back wait till later this afternoon. I think I'm gonna kick my feet up. I think I'm gonna make myself a bag of popcorn and I'm gonna watch myself a darn movie. That's what I want to do. But before I do, you know what? I think I know where exactly I'm going. I'm going to go to Winn-Dixie and I'm going to get my damn ice cream. And then when I come back here, I'm going to have a bowl of ice cream and watch my darn movie. And I might take a picture of my ice cream. Maybe I'll do it all up. Maybe I'll even get some whipped cream and some chocolate and put some sprinkles on it. Maybe. We'll see. All right, guys. Go get yourself some ice cream. I love you. Bye.